Hey everyone, welcome back to Pole Position News. We've had the first practice session of the year, and the results are in. Let's dive into it. Lando Norris of McLaren led the opening practice for the Formula One Australian Grand Prix, ahead of Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, although the session was interrupted twice by red flag stoppages. As for the second practice, it was Charles Leclerc at the top, followed by McLaren drivers Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, as Ferrari finally showcased more of its new car's potential. In the other SF25, Lewis Hamilton finished fifth, just behind Racing Bull's driver Yuki Tsunoda, with a 0.4-second gap to his teammate who led the session. Tsunoda, Norris, and Williams driver Carlos Sainz all enjoyed brief spells at the top early in the one-hour session, before Leclerc set the fastest time of 1 minute and 16.794 seconds on medium tires. Most of the field was still establishing the initial benchmarks. At around the one-third point, Hamilton had moved into second, but with a 0.4-second gap to Leclerc on the same medium tires. As the session progressed into mid-session qualifying simulations, Tsunoda eventually edged ahead of Leclerc with a 1 minute and 16.784 seconds. McLaren drivers, who had taken longer to adapt to the soft tires, were still adjusting to the grip. After Max Verstappen had abandoned his first soft tire run due to a mistake with his Red Bull, Norris moved ahead with a 1 minute and 16.580 seconds. Piastri's first flying lap on softs put him in third. With under 30 minutes remaining, Leclerc went out on softs and took back the top spot, setting the fastest time of FP2 at 1 minute and 16.439 seconds. Hamilton had posted his own best time on softs just before, but he couldn't surpass Tsunoda. Both were eventually overtaken by Piastri's second qualifying simulation, which saw him jump to second, just 0.124s behind Leclerc. Norris was only 0.017s further behind. Verstappen made a late improvement, moving up to seventh, behind Isaac Hadjar and the other Red Bull, who seemed to have a moment with Norris during the mid-session performance runs. Verstappen had abandoned his first lap after making an error at turn 1 and sliding at turn 3, continuing his challenging start to the season. Nico Hülkenberg, after a heavy off-track excursion at turn 6, managed to finish 8th for Sauber, ahead of Aston Martin's Lance Stroll and lead Mercedes driver George Russell. In the other W16, Andrea Kimi Antonelli finished FP2 ahead of Liam Lawson in the other Red Bull, while Oliver Bearman, who had a heavy crash in FP1, missed the entire session as Haas couldn't complete repairs in time. The session ended with the usual late FP2 long runs to gather race data, which passed without any major incidents, although Russell did have a brief trip down the turn 13 escape road. There's still more to come today with the third practice and qualifying, which will determine our first pole sitter of 2025. Leave your thoughts in the comments on who you think will grab pole position, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next video.